Hey, what's up, champions? Welcome to Growth Mode. I'm your host, Donnie Bovine, and I've spent over 20 years in straight commission sales. I've broken a lot of shit and sold millions of dollars along the way, figuring out not only how to sell, but how to grow a business. Hanging out with me is Kevin Snow, a sales and automation genius and a tactician of the sales process. He spent years in the tech sales game before partnering up with me to change how the world does business development. Growth Mode is real world tips, funny anecdotes, and a whole lot of no bullshit tactics you can apply right now to your business. Let's go big and fucking loud and have some fun. In this episode, Kevin, what the fuck are we talking about?
Hey, Donnie. Hi, everyone. So today I want to talk about something that kind of really fits in with Success Champions networking and what we're doing with our chapters. And that is that idea that you need to be surrounded by the right people if you want to go big. And that there's so many people out there right now that are running in the wrong circles. And it's actually hurting their ability to grow their business and be successful.
Yeah, dude, this is huge. I mean, I think every self-help book I've ever read in my life has said, you can go back as far as Jim Rohn. I think he was the first one that may have coined it that, those 5 people you hang out with are the exact duplication of you. Your income levels are going to match, your lifestyles are going to match, the cars you drive are going to match, the clothes you wear are going to match. Everything you do is a reflection of those 5 people. And I always heard this in my entire journey, but it wasn't really until I built my business that I really finally understood what the fuck this meant. And my biggest struggle for me of getting in the right circles is I've got some really good fucking amazing lifelong friends. I mean, I've got friends that I have had, for over 30 years. I mean, we went to high school together, and these are just amazing people. Well, one particular night, I'm over at their house, and I love all these guys. And I literally, they would take a bullet for me, and I would do the same for them. That's how close these people are to me. But I was over at their house at this huge party, and we're all hanging out. And at this freaking party, in the midst of all the storytelling like you do when you're around friends, we're all telling all these tall tales and having a good time, and of course drinking. At this party, I found myself sitting alone on the back patio with nobody around me. And I didn't even realize that I'd walked out of the house and was sitting here. And all of a sudden I kind of looked up and I'm like, fuck, there's nobody around me. Why the fuck am I sitting on this back patio? And it hit me, is all these people I loved and admired were inside telling the stories that we've been telling for the last 30 years, right? We're reliving the tales of the things we've been doing for the last 30 years. And all I wanted to do was talk business, right? I wanted to talk about how do I scale my business? How do I get on bigger podcasts? How do I, connect with the right people? And all they wanted to do was talk about, the stories of our past, or maybe some things we're doing in the future. And it was like this moment of clarity for me of what they meant by upping your circles. So what we're always trying to create is an environment of badasses that are proactively seeking not only to better themselves, but to go bigger with their businesses, because you can't help but get around a bunch of real badasses that are going big and not be influenced by their tenacity to go bigger, and also to learn some of the shit that's working for them and it's breaking. And when you're constantly in the right business conversations, man, good shit happens for you and your business. Wouldn't you agree, Kevin?
I think so. And the phrase I heard, and I can't remember who told it to me, but I love it, is your unofficial board of advisors.
I love that.
And having those people, and I think it's really important to have the people are in your circle that are at the step above you where you're trying to get, because they understand where you're about to screw up, because they've already done it and they lived through it, and they can hedge you off at the pass and keep you from making the same mistakes. I'm going to try and phrase this without pissing a ton of people off.
Fuck them.
So you and I are both veterans, and we love our veteran brothers and sisters, and they're awesome. But a lot of them are stuck in an employee mindset, and they do the 9 to 5 manual labor, which is cool, awesome. Not going to begrudge that type of work at all. But they don't understand when you and I are like, well, it's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night and I need to do this thing.
Right.
And we can't go out to the bar and hang out with them, or go do a game, or go do something. It's like, well, I have this work thing that I need to do because it's what pays for my house.
Yeah, no, and you're absolutely right. It's like being a married guy. I don't want to go hang out with a bunch of single dudes, right? Because they're chasing tail and they're doing all that kind of shit. I don't need to do that. I've got a great fucking wife. So I don't want to be in that fucking environment. Y'all go do your single guy thing. And then cool. It's the same fucking thing when you're running a business. I don't want to go hang out with a bunch of employees because they're talking about how much they hate their fucking jobs, or they're talking about working towards the weekend, or they're talking about the next happy hour, a thing they're going to. I don't want to be a part of those conversations. I don't know what a fucking weekend is.
Yep.
I'm still up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning on Saturday, doing all my morning routines and reading books and taking care of the farm. I'm still working to 8, 9 o'clock at fucking night. And later, if I have to, absolutely jump in and get something fucking done. Kevin's a night owl for sure. Right. But it's you're so influenced by the conversations you're having. You're so influenced by the shit you feed your mind that if you hang out with all of these people that aren't going big, they're actually going to drag you the fuck down. And this just took me so many years to wrap my head around, because as an employee working for somebody else, you're caught up in working for the weekends without even thinking about it, because there's no responsibility of the business. I mean, even as a straight commission guy, somebody would say, this is your quota, go hit that fucking quota, right? Once I got to there was no incentive or reason to go beyond it, right? So you got it done, cool, go home, go play a round of fucking golf, go to the bar and hang out. That shit's fine. But when you run a business, there's no off switch there. And we're going to talk about the bullshit of work-life balance in another episode. But when you run a business, man, you're never turning off the fucking business. And by the way, that's 100% okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. It comes down to, you need to be influenced by your own personal badassery, what you're consuming, and more importantly, you need to surround yourself with people who understand the shit you're going through and the things that you're doing. So not only can you get inspiration, but you get the people that fucking cheer on your success, versus an employee that gets frustrated by you accomplishing something. So that's another big differentiator. When you get around a bunch of people that are employees, and guys, there's nothing wrong with being an employee. You just need to be okay that that's your choice and your decision. Same thing with being a business owner.
One
that's
of our
your choice. Yeah.
One of our friends just posted on Facebook that how excited she is that she couldn't when she did it, comprehend the idea of moving from having her own business to working for someone, but she is just loving life now, doing what she's doing, which is awesome. And I think I need to tell everyone, before you all grab your phones and start texting all your friends and telling them to F off, we are not telling you to just completely dump all your friends.
Right. That's a good point. I mean, because I still, these guys, I still go on trips with, I go on vacations with, and alike. I still go over their house and drink. The difference being is how I approach that evening, that trip, that everything And it's like hanging out with my family. I've got one of the coolest fucking families on the face of the earth. And I'm over there at their houses once a week and drinking. But I steel myself, I prepare myself to go have these conversations. And all I do is before I get there, I say, Donnie, no business. Don't bring up business. Be in the moment and go have some fucking fun.
The cool thing though, and this just kind of popped in my head thinking about your brother, you know, we may be at that step above where some of our friends are, where deep down they actually want to be there too. And we
Yes.
can provide that same thing we're telling everyone to go find is those people that are a step ahead of you and bring them into your circle so you can learn and grow and be around the people that you want to be like. You know, your brother is starting off on his own business now.
Yeah, that's true. And I think a lot of that's due to osmosis of being around me, hearing all the stories and hearing the things I'm
Yep.
doing. But, to that point, I've learned with friends and family to only share the good stuff. And that's been saved a lot of my sanity, because when you're around friends and family, they want to give advice and they want to help. So if you say like, hey, it's been a shitty week, sales are down, I've got employee issues or whatever else, they want to start offering advice. And it comes from a place of love. It really,
Yep.
really does. And I appreciate the fuck out of it. It just comes from a place where they don't have any fucking clue what you're really dealing with on a business level. So I've learned that if I'm going into these moments, going into these scenarios, these situations, that I have to remind myself, one, only share the good stuff. Two, don't talk about business in general. Enjoy the stories. Talk about what they're doing. Get interested in them and keep the spotlight off of you as much as possible, which is really difficult for a guy like me.
Yep.
My ego's a fucking mile long, and I want to bring people into my world, but I've got to be very cautious about it. So to Kevin's point, don't fucking throw away your friends. Set yourself up to have better conversations with them. Limit your time and exposure to them. I mean, if you're hanging out every fucking night with these people, you're going to end up right where they're at. That's the truth, right? So limit your time to hanging out with them and enjoy the thing. So to kind of wrap up this episode, to get in the right circles, and one couple of tactical things you can be doing is, one, go find Facebook groups like Success Champions Networking that's filled full of fucking business owners that are proactively growing your business, so you can get around other individuals that are cheering you on, inspiring you to go bigger. Get all over fucking LinkedIn and go find people who are already doing the shit you want to be doing, and reach out, have conversations, right? Bring them value of course. And maybe we'll do a whole episode on how to really get connected to these higher level people. But at the end of the day, always be evaluating your circles of who you're hanging out with, and make sure that the caliber of people are pushing you, challenging you to move forward and go bigger in life. And it'll freaking absolutely impact you on levels we can't even explain. So, and as always, guys, if you got one tactic, strategy, tip out of this, something of value, do me a favor and share this podcast with one person. Teach them how to subscribe to it on whatever platform they listen to podcasts, and it'll mean the world to us. We'll catch you guys next time. Keep rocking and rolling, and go have some fucking fun, would you?